called me her bestie. Oh, hi.
Finally headed to Mexico. We're doing an overnight sail. We're leaving at 5 o'clock. It's getting dark. Hoping to be in Ensenada at around 8 tomorrow. That would be good. Here we go.
Here we go.
Louise, are you going to bed?
First Mexican sunrise. We made it.
Honestly, we couldn't help but be a bit apprehensive sailing into Mexican waters. While in the US, we had heard constant rumors of danger, cartel violence and corrupt government on the news. But when talking with other travelers, we had heard nothing but how wonderful, friendly, and safe it was. And although we didn't speak the language, we had taken some Spanish lessons, and perhaps knew enough to order some food at a restaurant. But to understand the legal forms for clearing a boat into customs? No way. But we had to take the risk. Tacos and sunshine were calling.
We encountered this strange display at the entrance of the port of Ensenada. Large tugboats shooting geysers of water into the air. We hoped this was just a firefighting drill, but we were unsure. So we left the radio on channel 16 in case they needed to hail us, and gave them an extra wide berth as we came into port.
As it turned out, clearing through customs in Mexico was little issue at all. After tying up to a dock at the Baja Naval Marina, we paid 341 pesos, about $19 for a guide to take us to the customs and port captain's offices. There, we were led through a friendly procession of stamps, signatures, and charges for our 6-month travel visas and 10-year boat importation fees, totaling about $130 US.
We only planned to spend a night or two in Ensenada before sailing south. So with the formalities finished, we wasted no time in asking our guide where the best place to get tacos was. We were on the hunt, and soon found it. Birreria La Guadalajara. Taco heaven. It was everything we could have hoped for in our first Mexican taco and more.
Afterward, we went out with some fellow cruisers to their favorite local bar for some powerful mariachi and equally strong margaritas. The next day, Ali was down for the count. One too many of the world's strongest margaritas and a stomach bug likely caught from some questionable late-night snacks meant we had to spend a day sleeping it off. But the next morning, we were headed back offshore and continuing our way south.
Adios, Ensenada. A wild place. We had made plans to meet a friend in La Paz for the holidays, and we hoped for favorable winds to make it there for her arrival on December 20th. That gave us just 18 days to make the 1,000 miles, a push for our small boat and crew. go. Long offshore passage.
¿Quieres creer que te puedo traer la luz del sol y las estrellas? Si quieres depender de mí, que te ilumine a ti, te dé toda mi energía. No te hagas ilusión, no quiero ser tu salvación, tampoco soy tu religión. Hacete cargo de tu vida, mi amor no significa posesión, no significa solución de tu problema. Resuelve tus dilemas. Yo prefiero vivir sabiendo que hay amor profundo y sincero. Quiero sentir lo que es compartir la felicidad en lo malo y en lo bueno. No te hagas ilusión.
The next morning, conditions were light, and Aaron took the time to inspect the decks, run the water maker, and tackle some electrical projects.
This is day 2. It's a nice night. We had a good sail, probably 10 to 15 knots, maybe the higher teens in the beginning of the night. Had a nice downwind sail, and then this morning Allie was on shift and it died out a bit. Now we're just lazily cruising along, using the water maker for the first time. That's pretty cool. And what else happened? Must have landed on deck while we were sailing last night. That's a first. Bag it. Maybe we'll catch a fish on that bad boy. Just noticed up here on deck, on the jib, we have some chafe happening here. So I'm just gonna rig up this temporary fix, get us through this passage, and then come up with something real later on. All right. That ought to help. Probably fix that situation. We just made water for the first time. That's pretty exciting.
Unfortunately, our small solar system could not keep up with the energy demands of our new water maker. So we needed to keep our batteries charged using the alternator on our diesel engine.
We installed a lithium battery earlier this year, and to do that, to run it with our system, to charge it properly off of alternator, we had to install this DC to DC charger that protects your alternator while charging the lithium battery. It's supposed to put out 30 amps to our lithium house battery. It doesn't. It's actually putting out more like 20 amps, and I read online that if I up the cable size going from the starter battery to the DC charger, it should up the output. All right, got the fat wire in there. Just gotta give it a test. All right, it worked. Putting out 28.7 amps right now. Before it would only put out around 20 amps, so that's great. Our first pineapple.
Allie was finally feeling ready for some food again after Montezuma's revenge, and we broke her fast with our first taste of Mexico's tropical fruits. It's
Saturday, December 3rd, and it's noon. We left yesterday at noon from Ensenada, so this is officially our first 24 hours. We've made 100 miles in 24 hours. That's pretty good. I think our best yet is like 120, 130, so 100 is totally acceptable. We're trying to get to La Paz by the 20th of December. It's currently 888 miles from us.
It says that at our current speed, we'll arrive between 10 and 13 days. Hoping for stronger wind, for now, we'll eat guacamole.
Amor profundo y sincero. Yo quiero
Night number 2.
sentir lo que es compartir la felicidad en lo malo y en lo bueno. No te hagas ilusión. No quiero ser tu salvación, tampoco soy tu religión. Hacerte cargo de tu vida, mi amor, no significa posesión, no significa solución de tu problema. Anda, resuelve tu dilema.
6 o'clock in the morning. The sun is just rising. We still have 2 more hours of this shift. Just feeling so tired. Like an hour ago, maybe less than an hour ago. I was gonna go to bed. And now I'm like reconsidering if I should just drink a bunch of coffee and stay awake. I'm so bored. All alone for 6 hours. Almost. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh look, the sun's coming out.
Tampoco soy tu religión. Hacete cargo de tu vida. Mi amor no significa posesión, no significa solución de tus problemas. Anda, resuelve tu dilema. No te hagas ilusión. No quiero ser tu salvación. Tampoco soy tu religión. Hacerte cargo de tu vida. Tu vida es tu
Wherever you are.
just taking a short nap. We've been doing 6-hour shifts at night, so he'll do the first one. Typically try to go to bed at like 8 or 9. He didn't nap this afternoon, so I told him to go nap so he's not super tired. So he has to stay up till like 2, and then I take over. Just watching the sun over there.
If that doesn't catch a fish, I don't know what will.
Everybody's gonna be like, who's Fabio on the sailboat?
You say it's a margarita. We don't do this as a rule.
Had a bit of a run-in with a cruise ship at 4 in the morning.
Did we make it? She's been taking sun baths this morning.